But let's move forward into the show with the NBA trade deadline looming, and we're basically one after the other going to name players we think is most likely on the move, out their way of their team, and maybe headed to a championship team. Eric, let's jump right into it. I can go first with my first guy on my list. From the Atlanta Hawks, I have John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. I think he might be going out, reasons being because the Atlanta Hawks acquired Clint Capella last deadline, I think it was. They got it. They drafted. Can you help me out with his name?
Okongwu from
Onyeka Okongwu.
He played with LaMelo Ball. You didn't know that.
He's also a big man, and they got Gallinari too. So I think it makes John Collins a little bit dispensable, and a team looking for a big man, a power forward like that, could use a scoring touch. And I don't think the Hawks can retain all those guys. I just don't see fit all those guys on that team.
That's fair. I don't think they extended him yet. They have DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. They have a lot of depth at the forward position. So I wouldn't be surprised, but he's very good. He's basically a 2010 power forward.
Who do you have on your list?
So for my first one, I'll just go with an easy one. Trevor Ariza. This guy gets traded every single trade deadline.
Yeah.
This guy, he's played for so many teams, so it's probably I'm just gonna throw him in there. It's an easy.
Yeah, I got Josh Hart next.
Okay.
I think from the New Orleans Pelicans. Josh Hart is a good defender. He has the size to be a good rebounder as well. And he's going to be a restricted free agent this coming season. He's not having that great season offensively either, but I think teams will be looking more at his size and defense capabilities when they trade for him.
He's also a great spot-up shooter. So when he was on Lakers, he's always been a good shooter, good defender, rebounder. Yeah, exactly. I have JJ Redick.
Oh yeah.
So because I don't know if Pelicans are trying to they're making a push for playoffs, but they might trade him. He has value if they want to rebuild. They'll probably JJ Redick has value. A lot of contenders want JJ Redick, so I have JJ.
My third guy, Terrence Ross from the Orlando Magic. You know, you gotta represent the favorite team.
Yeah.
Terrence Ross having a great season off the bench. He's dropping 15.5 points per game. Since they acquired him, he's shot 36% from three, but he's also taken a lot of tough shots in his career in Orlando, if you watched any of his games. But he's a guy that can add some scoring depth on a championship team. So I think he could be a guy on the move. Sad to see, though.
So for me, I actually just put Orlando Magic. So half the
I mean, there are a lot of guys who could be on the move for the Orlando Magic.
Even like Mo Bamba, Vucevic can get traded.
Yeah.
Evan Fournier, Aaron Gordon can get traded. Terrence Ross, because I feel like they should find their core players and build around. So I think Markelle Fultz is a core player.
Yep.
I think Jonathan Isaac is a core player.
Cole Anthony.
And Cole Anthony. Yeah. Markelle
He's
Fultz,
been playing big minutes.
Yeah, because Markelle Fultz, before he got injured, Orlando was off to a hot start.
Yeah.
And then he got injured.
My next guy is in Orlando Magic. It's Khem Birch. Khem Birch is probably one of the most reliable big men off the bench.
Yeah.
Though he's a great screen setter. He's an offensive rebounder. He's a rim protector. He's like anything you need, anything you want in a big man defender.
I actually have Eric Bledsoe.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lonzo Ball, he's been playing really well. I think he's going to retain his position at the point guard. I know Eric Bledsoe is kind of a point guard. Like, he's a guard.
Talk closer to your mic. Oh. I think people, you're like...
My bad, yo.
You're fading out.
But Eric Bledsoe, I think he's going to get traded.
Mm-hmm.
They also want to play Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they drafted another rookie this season who's a point guard, so they want to play those players.
My next guy from the Houston Rockets is Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon has had quite the good year. He's been getting to the free throw line a lot. Obviously, he's a great spot up 3-point shooter. He's scoring 17.8 points per game. And what kind of team doesn't want perimeter shooting unless you're named the Brooklyn Nets? Like, we all know the Brooklyn Nets are probably the only team in the East that are fine with perimeter shooting. They're good. They're on a lock, and they're probably looking for a power forward or a big man.
We both have PJ Tucker on there too.
Yes.
PJ Tucker, very good defender. He is he plays power forward / center. He's like 6'4", 6'5", which is kind of tough.
He could play the 4 or 5 though. A versatile guy.
But do you remember when in the playoff series against Anthony Davis, he held his own.
He did. I was surprised. Yeah. I thought Anthony Davis was actually just going to drop 50 every night against the Houston Rockets, but no, he actually held his own, and he's also on an $8 million contract, so he's a cheap player. And
he's a good veteran, good defender.
Yeah, and he also wants to be moved. My next player from the Toronto Raptors or the Miami Raptors, because they're in Florida, Eric. Come on, they're playing in Florida. It's a little joke.
No,
Jesus.
It's Tampa.
Okay.
Tampa Raptors.
Oh yeah, Miami, Tampa. Yeah, you're right. Tampa Raptors. From the Toronto Raptors, Norman Powell. He's averaging 18.4 points per game, but since the beginning of 2019, 2020 until the All-Star game, points, he's averaging like 20-something points. Or 20, I think it's 20 on the dot. Mm-hmm. But he adds a scoring punch that can come off the bench for any team, and that could probably start a run for you if you're down, or can sway a playoff game like we've seen he's done for the Toronto Raptors. He's also going to be a free agent at the end of the season, and he's most likely going to decline his contract with the Toronto Raptors, and he's going to want some big moolah. And I don't know if the Raptors are going to pay him that much, so maybe they send him out.
Like, how much would you pay someone like Norman Powell? I'm thinking like 18, 19.
Yeah, something like that. Well, how much does Fred again make?
20 to 30. I forgot what it like 25 maybe.
So Norman would probably make like 18 to 20 million. I'd say if he's playing like this, definitely.
He's a very good player. In the playoffs, they're relying on him in the clutch a lot. Mm-hmm. So I think he's a great player.
And this is, of course, if the Toronto Raptors are serious about making a push or not.
Yeah. So another player I have is just gonna throw LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah,
he had, of course. Popovich said he hasn't been playing. Well, he's just sitting out because we're looking to either, I think, buy him out or trade him. I'm not sure about that. But so he's going to get moved, most likely, at the deadline.
So with my next guy, I got George Hill. This is not new for George Hill. He's a trade deadline
always gets
slut. I mean, like, he loves he's a trade deadline slut, as I call him, because he's just always on the move to different teams when it comes to trade deadline. Obviously, for apparent reasons, he's a great versatile D-man. Teams won't trade for his scoring, mostly his defense, and he's great at it. So look for George Hill to be out of OKC on his way to a contender.
Most people probably know George Hill from that missed shot, and then J.R. Smith got the rebound. But he's a very good vet. So he's a good player. I have JaVale McGee.
Me too. Yeah.
We both have JaVale McGee. He's on Cleveland. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of centers. You have Jarrett Allen, who's been playing incredible, and I believe he's probably the center of their future. So in there, I'll also throw Andre Drummond. So
the tough thing about Andre Drummond is his contract, right? What is he making, like $27 million or something like that?
Something like that.
And the thing about the NBA, people don't know you have to match salary when you make trades. JaVale McGee, he's been doing some really good stuff with the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. But if he were to get traded to a contender, I think he'd turn more into that player he was on the Lakers. And so he could be on his way out as well.
And he has the rings to back it up too. I think he has 2 rings right now, one with Golden State, one with Lakers. So
I think my next guy was PJ Tucker. You mentioned him, smart defender. But my last guy from the Detroit Pistons is DeLon Wright, former Toronto Raptors. Many people might know. DeLon Wright's very much a reliable bench player. He's the type of guy that we saw with the Detroit Pistons. He's a guy that can go out and maybe start a run for your team, that can sway a playoff game, sort of like that Norman Powell. Obviously not the scorer Norman Powell is right now, but still a guy who can get the offense moving if you're down and you need a little spark or something. Thaddeus Young,
I have Thaddeus Young in fantasy. He's been killing it for me. I love crazy pick. He's been killing it.
Yeah.
He's a center / power forward. Begin rebounds, assists. He can score. Very good defender and very good vet. And I think the Bulls team, they have a lot at the 4 and 5 position, and they should trade him because he has a lot of value in that.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. March 25th. I'd be happy if I go 4 for 10, 40%, or maybe 5 for 10, 50%.